Hi, I'm Dr. Bertice Berry, and I want to tell you a story. I often tell people to tell their own stories, tell what they see, heard, saw, tell what they witnessed. And this is going to be one of those secondhand stories that someone told me, but it had a tremendous impact on me. I was in the south of France, and I'd had a flare up at the beginning of the trip, and so mobility wasn't easy, but we'd gone to this village, and it was market day. And so I decided to sit down on a bench for a while and then take a light stroll around. The place was really hilly. I mean, really, really hilly. And so going up and down the hills was not going to be an option. But I sat and met some beautiful people coming by and exchanged conversation. And then I got up to walk around the marketplace and I met an amazing woman. She was from Scotland and she was working in a stall. She had really fantastic scarves. She said she had come to the south of France 20 years before. She was there for a 2-week vacation. And she said there was this beautiful man walking through the village crying. He was crying. And she went up and said, "What's wrong, sir?" And he said, "What's wrong with me? Nothing. No one can help. No one can help me." And he was just crying, crying. And she said, "Well, why don't you just tell me?" And he told her the story about how he was starting an art college up in Lacoste. He was there to help with the startup of this college. And that the next day, 100 students would show up. And the day before, the chef had fallen down the steps and broke her leg. And he said that, they didn't have any restaurants or anything in the town, and they were going to need their own chef, their own cafeteria for these students. And he had nothing that he could do because he didn't have a chef, and they were all arriving the next day. He said, "I've got to find a cook, and nobody can help me." And she said, "I'm a cook." And she said, "That's how I started working there, and I worked there for years, and I've never left. I go home for Halloween and have a good time at Halloween, and I come back because I love it here. But I was the cook that he was looking for." This story has an impact on me because I do what I do because some people asked me to, and then it just continued and more people asked. And lately I've been hearing from folks saying, "You need to stop doing this. You do too much. You do too much." And I'm like, "Really? You mean, I'm not cleaning banks anymore and I don't have my kids to deal with, and life has actually gotten easier." But I think that whoever we are, whether it's a cook, a doctor, a bank cleaner, we can show up for somebody in such a way that it completely changes their life and the lives of people they influence. When she told me that story, I was wrestling with this thing that somebody said, "Maybe you're going to need to give that up." And I said, "For what? It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect anything I do. It takes 10 minutes out of the day, 5 minutes to record, a few more to post and wait for it." There is somebody that we're always showing up for if we're willing to do it. It doesn't take a lot out of you, but it can give so much back. I'm already a storyteller. That woman was already a cook. She just had to be who she was made to be, to change not only his life, but the lives of all those students and the life of that campus. And then when I told her I was there because I won a trip from SCAD, Lacoste, SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, sent me to Lacoste, that same campus that she stepped up for those years before, was now able to step up for me. Stepping up echoes. Do what you know to do. Don't listen to folks who tell you this is too much. It's too much for them. It's not for you. If you're called to do it, step up. I love you.